Hello, welcome to my tutorial on how to make a granny square the simple way. I'm using a 4mm hook. I've got a yarn needle, a pair of scissors off camera and some double knit yarn. Now we're going to start by making a slip stitch. A slip stitch is basically a loop through a loop. There are several ways of doing it. This is just how I do it. Wrap the yarn around your fingers and then pull, or poke rather, a loop up through the first loop you made. That's where your hook goes. Then you grab hold of both ends and pull. You have to kind of pull them apart so that they're not all tight, and you don't want it too tight. You want it so it will slide up and down your hook. Okay, to start off, tension your yarn. I usually use 2 fingers. You can tension it however you feel comfortable with. And then we're going to make 4 chains. So yarn over, hold on to the knot at the bottom of your loop and pull through. Keep that finger behind the loop that's on your hook to stop it swiveling around. 1, 2, 3. As you notice, as I'm doing this, I'm actually not holding down here, I'm holding up here. The reason for this is that as you pull down slightly, you make a little bit of a gap. I don't know if you can see, probably not. A bit of a gap, there you can see there, so that it's easier to pull your yarn through. Okay, we've got a 4 chain there. Now we're going to make a little circle. You need to put the oops, sorry, going off the camera there. You need to put this part of the hook into the first chain that you made. So in it goes. You do a yarn round hook, pull it through that first chain, and then through the chain that was the loop that was on your hook. So that's a slip stitch. And you've got a little circle there. Now make sure you know where the centre of that circle is so that you can use it later. I'm just putting my hook there for the minute so you can perhaps see. Sometimes it's a bit awkward to see where it is at first. We'll come to that. Right, okay. Now we're going to make 5 chains. Remembering to keep your finger on the loop that's behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. Okay. Now we're going to make 3 treble stitches into the circle that we made to start with. So down here. Now you'll notice there's a bit of a gap here. Don't go in there, because that's what will happen is it will just open up and eventually your end will slide out, and we don't really want that to happen. So we'll just tighten that up. Okay, do yarn over. There's the centre of my circle. I'm going to pop my hook in there. Yarn over, pull through the circle, so I've got 3 loops on my hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 1 treble stitch. Now being careful not to put everything down now, because quite often people will put it down and then pick it up and it's the wrong way round, and then we're not really sure where anything is anymore. So it's this way round. We'll do a yarn over. I'm going back into the same place as I did last time. So not in this big hole here, because that's that chain of 5 that we made first, which counts as a treble stitch and 2 chain corner space. So there's our treble that we've just done. We're going to do 2 more in the same hole. So I did a yarn over, put my hook into the centre of the circle, yarn over, pulled through. Then I'll do a yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. One more, yarn over in the centre of the circle, pull through, just getting a bit more yarn there, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Right, so now we have those 3 treble stitches, 1, 2, 3, and the chain 5 that we started with. You'll see that the circle in the middle, the hole's getting a bit bigger now, so it's a lot easier to identify. I'm just going to pull my stitches around a tiny bit. There, it's even bigger now. Now we're going to make a 2 chain corner space. 1, 2. 3 more, what's going on with that end? 3 more trebles in the centre. 1, 2, 3, another corner space, 2 chains, 3 more trebles, 1, 2, 3, another corner space. Now we've got 3 of our 4 sides here, and when we did that 5 chain to begin with, what we were doing in effect was creating our final treble, so we only actually need 2 to finish off. 1, 2. Now we're going to, before I join, what I'm going to tell you about is what often happens. I'm just going to undo that to show you. Sometimes when you get to this stage, you might find that you start crocheting over the 5 chain that you started with. Let's see if I can show you what that looks like. There. See, my trebles are starting to go over the top of the chain that I made to start with. If that does happen, all you need to do is pull them apart a bit, and your stitches should slide back around the circle so you can see your chain where you started, your beginning chain was. Now we're going to join with a slip stitch to the 3rd chain out of that 5 chain. So 1, 2, 3. Is that right? 1, 2, there we are. In it goes, slip stitch join, so yarn over, pull through everything that's on your hook. Right, let's fasten off. Yarn over, pull through. Okay, so there's the beginning, the centre of our granny square. Now we're going to make the next round in a different colour. Again, we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. And we'll join in one of those corner spaces that we made. So we've got a pattern here where we've got 4 corner spaces and 3 trebles on each side. So I'm going to go in this one. Yarn over, pull through the square and pull through the loop that's on your hook. One thing I didn't show you, which does make life easier actually, is you've got your chain, your slip stitch knot on your hook, which you put your finger behind, then tension your yarn and then pick up your square. So then your yarn is already behind your work. It just makes things a bit easier. Right, now we need to do 5 chains again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 trebles in the same space. Yarn over, in I go. 1, 2, 3. Now we're not going to go directly into the next corner space. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my yarn in. It rolled away. we're going to do 1 chain across the side. Now we're going into this corner here. This beginning corner, we've only done half of it, so don't worry about that. Yarn over in the next corner, 3 trebles, two chains, 3 trebles, that's our corner pattern. 1 chain along the side, going into the next corner now, yarn over, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, 3 more trebles in the same place, one chain because we're going across the side, next corner, 3 trebles, just pulling some more yarn, 2 chains, 3 trebles. Oops. One chain because we're going across the side. Now we're back at the beginning. We've already got our final treble, so we only need to do 2 more in here now. Right, well, our final treble is the chain that we started with, isn't it? So it's kind of like a chain stitches masquerading as a treble. Let's count 3 up. 1, 2, 3, in we go. Oops, yarn over, pull through everything, that's a slip stitch join, and we'll fasten off. Yarn over hook and pull through. Round 3. I'm just sticking with 2 colours for this square. Slip knot on the hook, tension the yarn, pick up the square into a corner space, yarn over, pull through the square and pull through the loop that's on your hook. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the final treble and a 2 chain space. 3 trebles in the same place. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we do 1 chain. And we're not going straight into a corner all the way over there. Now we're going to go in here into that 1 chain space that we did in the previous round. We're going to make 3 trebles to go in there. 1, 2, 3, and 1 chain. Now here's our corner space, and this is where we joined. You have to be careful you don't go into the hole here because it's a bit of a bigger gap because of the join. There should be 3 trebles, a space, and then 3 trebles, and there is, it's just hiding a bit. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and there's my space. Not 1, 2, and there's my space. Yarn over in the right place. 1 treble. 2 trebles, 3 trebles, and because it's a corner, 2 chains, and then 3 more trebles in the same place. 1 chain. These are side trebles now. 1 chain, another corner. So it's the same pattern of 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. One chain, 3 trebles into the side space, I must apologise, like I'm kind of like wobbling about all over the place with the crocheting. I hope it's not making your eyes go funny. Can't seem to help it. Okay, into this corner space. Same pattern, 3 trebles, 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, 3 trebles. One chain, 3 trebles into the side space. One chain, 2 final trebles into the same place where we joined our new colour. And there's our final pretend treble. So we need to find the 3rd chain up. 1, 2, 3. If you can't find the 3rd treble the 3rd chain for some reason, try and remember that you've got two chains at the in the corner. And just go below that one. That was a slip stitch join, so I did yarn over, pull through the chain and pull through the loop that's on your hook. Snip the yarn, yarn over, oops, pull through. Final round. Of course your granny square can be as big as you want it to be. But most patterns, it's usually about 4 rounds. Okay. Oops. Slip stitch join, 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 trebles into the corner. One chain. Now we've got 2 spaces here for side. 2. Get my words out right. 2 places here on the side. We're going to put 3 trebles in both of those with chains in between. So I've done that 1 chain there. 3 trebles. One chain. 3 trebles in the next side space. One chain, back to a corner space now. Three trebles. Corner pattern, so 2 chains in the corner, yarn over, 3 more trebles, okay, along the side, 1 chain, three trebles, 1 chain, 3 trebles in the next space, 1 chain, and the corner. You know the pattern now. 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. One chain, side space, 3 trebles, 1 chain, three trebles, 1 chain, corner. Oh no. Crocheting in my hair. That's not good. Do you do that? I hate that. Let's do that one again. Two chains in the corner, 3 more trebles in the same place. Final side. 1 chain, 3 trebles, 1 chain, 3 trebles, 1 chain, back to the beginning, 2 final treble stitches in the last space. 1, 2, and then we're going to join 1, 2, 3, slip stitch join, and fasten off. Right, there is our completed granny square. Now you may wonder, why do we start with the final treble of the round and join to that rather than just starting here instead in this treble? Well, there is no real good reason. You can do it the other way if you want to. It's just that it makes it slightly neater doing it this way. When you join actually on the corner, the gap's slightly bigger. Here's one where I've joined on the corner. So I did to start with, I did 3 chains, and then at the end I did my final 3 trebles and two chains there, and the hole is quite a bit bigger than the other corners. So to avoid the inconsistency, you start with the final treble, and so the corner spaces are much more consistent and neat. Right, finally we need to sort all these awful ends out. I'm just going to show you how to do one of them. So let's see, let's pick this end here. Now you need to sew in the same colour. It's just generally, all you have to do is weave in and out of the yarn at the back. I'll just show you how I do it though. So I weave in and out until I get down to the bottom of the stitch, and then I pass the yarn needle under a few stitches like so. So it's travelled all the way down here and across. Now I'm going to go back over this way. I'm going to weave in and out, and I'm going to split the yarn in a couple of places as I do it. Now what that in theory does, seems to work, is that as splitting the yarn means that the fibres in the yarn kind of pull against each other now, and so it won't come undone. It's nice and secure, and then you just snip your end off close, and there we are, your completed granny square. If you are going to carry on and make it bigger and bigger and bigger, What it's a good idea to do is between each round from now on is to turn your work. What that does is it corrects a skew that seems to happen. You end up with the slight skew as you go around. And if you turn it over, you're effectively going in the opposite direction to as you were before, and it corrects the skew. Always the tips. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it was useful. Please let me know if it was useful. Give me a like, or drop me a message to say hi. It'd be lovely to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.